Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to probably the final transfer video of this season. We may well see some rumours come about before the end of the campaign, but the final transfer video, it's a little bit of a roundup with any of the late deals that happened and any sort of transfer rumours or news that we should be looking at ahead of the summer as well. But I really appreciate your support this transfer window. The channel is extremely close to 15,000 subscribers now, which is a fantastic number. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hopefully we will get there. But it's been a really positive window for Wolves. Of course, the one big talking point, I suppose, is whether Wolves should have signed an out-and-out striker, and will we come to regret it at the end of the season? We asked on our Twitter as well. We put out a poll. How would you rate the Wolves transfer window? We had over 4,000 votes on that. We put a thumbs up, a shrug of the shoulders, or a down thumb. But the thumbs up was outstanding. Over 91% of people put a thumbs up for it being a good window, and less than 1% giving it a thumbs down. So overall, the majority of the fan base, it sounds like, they thought the window was a positive one. But we've got a little bit of tidying up to do in regards to the transfer news and so on. But the big one has actually come out today. The Wolves have confirmed that they have triggered the clause on to sign Boubacar Traore permanently. Obviously, he's got a slight injury at the moment, so we've not seen him play much, if at all, in a competitive game under Julian Lopetegui, but Wolves have triggered that clause. Matt Hobbs said it was pretty much going to happen anyway, but he's satisfied and happy that this one has now got over the line. Boubacar Traore joins for just over 9 million, which you don't get many Premier League midfielders for that price nowadays, but he's signed for just over 9 million. He'll sign a 4-year contract, or it will become a 4-year contract in the summer, and the club will hold an additional year as well. So really excited. I think from the cameos and the times that he's played, he's a really good midfielder. We know obviously we've signed João Gomez, we've got Lamina in there as well. You would expect Matinho, Neves or Nunes to leave in the summer, but I think Wolves are pretty well stocked there as well. So nice to have a bit of positive news as well to end the window with Boubacar Traore staying at the club on a permanent basis. Somebody leaving the club is actually Andreas Sondergaard. Now, Wolves have announced on deadline day that they terminated his contract. So he only had 6 months left on his deal anyway, but Wolves have obviously agreed to end that a little bit earlier than planned. Been in and around predominantly the under-21 setup. He had been in a few first-team squads as well before, but obviously just not progressed as quickly as Wolves would have wanted to. Always a difficult position, isn't it, goalkeeper, especially when you're in that under-21 stage. So I'd assume he'll go back to Denmark or in and around that sort of area, but obviously wish Andreas Sondergaard all the best. Another player possibly going out on loan is Gerson Mosquera. He's at the moment pretty heavily linked with a move to FC Cincinnati. That's not yet been confirmed, but the MLS transfer window runs a little bit differently to the English window, so you would expect that should get confirmed very soon. But desperate for some game time, isn't he? Mosquera came in with a lot of potential, a lot of hype. Unfortunately, had a couple of injuries. Was in and around the first team frame when obviously he first joined, but really struggled to get his fitness back and so on. So he really does need a loan move. Going to America and the MLS is an interesting move. I think for a player, like him, he was linked with top division French sides in the summer. So really interesting to see why Wolves are sanctioning this deal. But obviously we hope that he comes back a much better player. Possibly, get a pre-season out there in America, because that's what they're doing right now. And he's probably going to be there until sort of the end of the year, like December, January time. So maybe come back in the middle part of next season and we'll see whereabouts he's with his progress. Chem Campbell as well. He has signed for League One club Wycombe Wanderers. Good loan move for him. Gareth Ainsworth is a good manager, and Wycombe fighting towards promotion as well. So, Chem Campbell is going to be a team that's hopefully winning lots of games, give him some good experience. This is his first time leaving Wolves on loan, so it's going to be a fresh and new experience for him as well. But he really needed that. Again, being sort of in between the 23s or the 21 setup. Probably a little bit too good for 21s, but still not quite good enough to break into the Premier League setup on a more consistent basis. has had a handful of Premier League appearances this year, but yeah, he really did need a loan move out, to be fair. So Chem Campbell to Wycombe Wanderers. And another piece of news that we saw, I think it was on Friday, is that Nelson Semedo, Benfica, are reportedly interested in re-signing Nelson Semedo. He'd played for the Portuguese side before he'd joined Barcelona. Now, on paper, Semedo's contract does end at Wolves at the end of the season, but Wolves do hold the option to extend it for an additional 2 years, which you would assume will happen. But yeah, Semedo to Benfica will be an interesting one, that one. The right-back situation at Wolves has been quite strange. We've not really been able to get much consistency out of it. Semedo, probably since Lopetegui's come in, has really, improved. So we'll wait and see on that one. But right back situation for Nelson Semedo. But other than that, guys, on the previous few transfer videos, we've pretty much wrapped up everything that needed to be spoken about. But a successful window for Wolves. Of course, the striker situation was always an interesting one. But I think they'll be happy. Quite a deadline day. They got their business done early. That's probably a combination of Fosun knowing they needed to spend, Lopetegui's impact of coming in and wanting to organise things. And of course, I think you've got to give a little bit of credit to Matt Hobbs. Still very early days on him coming in a senior role at Wolves. But we'll wait and see on how that goes as well. As always, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below. Once again, I appreciate your support for this transfer window. We'll be back to normal with a match preview and reaction for Liverpool as well this weekend. And as always, I'll catch you very, very soon.